Well, howdy everybody. Just Hellcrex here. Just want to show off my little 3D printed, 28mm game table that I've built here. It's a work in progress. Still got a lot of stuff to work on to fill this table out. But you can see this is a 6x5 table. So pretty much see the scale of it. All these buildings here are 3D printed that I've done up over since this, I think it started in December when I started working on this, and this is like roughly 4 months worth of work. So you have a lot of buildings to scale to show you how big these things are. Multiple pieces. You can see this thing comes apart. The top of it comes in. Basically, when I put this together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, I think. 9, maybe 9. That was fairly large. But the goal is this can be used for like bolt action. Let's say if you want to play a European game, bolt action, Germans, French, Americans, British, fighting it out. You have the capability of doing that. Lord of the Rings, Cityscape, Asilius, fight that out like they have in the Lord of the Rings movies. Go with that. And let's see, any other kind of fantasy game like Frostgrave, you name it. I could even use this in Warhammer 40k. Some of the buildings would be useful if you wanted to play Warhammer Fantasy. Even though fantasy, you don't use as many buildings on the table, you leave it more open, but it is what it is. So basically, the only building I did, this one right here, this is a purchased one. This one I got a year or two ago when they were closing the company down. There's that building there. Another one over there, that brown one way over there, that's another 3D printed one I have, but it doesn't really fit into the grand scheme of things. It would work good for a Russian frontier. Basically, if you want any type of area that you say the Finns versus the Russians, that type of environment would work good. So here's the cobblestone streets you've seen, just really thin 3D printed stuff that can be laid down, give you the effect of the streets. I printed a lot of those things. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 of them I've printed out, and they don't really fill up much of the area. Be surprised how you think you have a lot that you printed off, and the footprint really isn't all that big. So definitely need to print probably double what I have just to be able to fill out streets and stuff. So the whole thing is I want to have ability to give it look like there's streets and alleys and everything. So if you're playing some type of game where you need that to go on, there you go. Here we go. Now that could be like that, where I got a lot, still got some drop terrain like this. I got to put on some type of cardboard or something that's thin, glued on there and painted up. So I do have like 2 bags worth of it yet. Because when I do a print of something, I'd put a couple extra of these drop pieces like this that would fit into on the plate, fill in the gaps. So when I print something, I always have a little bit extra coming off. So eventually I can have some drop terrain too. It's the same thing with this piece right here. This is all just pieces and parts of drop terrain off of when I was printing these buildings to just fill in gaps on the plate. So and you got a few more over here. You can see you've got multiple levels. They can come apart, so you can have stuff hidden inside, etc. Kind of useful that route. This this building here was same as this building here. This is just the bottom floor of it. It was kind of a misprint. You know, this part of it was missing, so the floor, it looks like something come flying in here, smashed and blew out the flooring and everything. So, but yeah, here you can see how much of it's missing on it. Sometimes even with a misprint, they're still useful. Parts as parts type of thing. And you got basically a little part of a tower that goes, I think it's supposed to hook up with that one over there, the big tall one over there. This is part of it, but I just made it into a separate piece. Then you have another building right here. Made kind of a template out of it. So its footprint's pretty big. Here's that one building. You can see you've got stuff inside. So handy. Eventually, I got a whole village of stuff like this I need to eventually print out so I can have it for Russian front bolt action. And then you can see over here all these. You got this tower, duplicate like that. So you can have a separate piece, or you can throw in some drop train like that, or just throw this as a piece of drop train like that. Kind of multi-purpose. It was supposed to be glued on as one big giant piece, but I decided I was going to go the drop train aspect of it. So, and you got the big tower here, fairly large, huge. So any one of these pieces can be used in multiple different kinds of environments. And I still have, I don't know, 3 or 4 more buildings that I can print out. Right now my printer, I just kind of put it on hiatus for a while so I can catch up with other projects that I've been doing, which is like my American Civil War. I want to get all those out of the way and paint some other stuff up. So put a little hold on trains. So I got enough, plenty right now to fill a table up. And I also have some more railroad terrain, hills, trees, a lot of railroad trees, woodland scenic stuff. That I got a whole bunch of washers. I'm going to make them individually and then cut out some green felt I have some green felt that I'll cut out in the shapes, so you can put in like a grove of trees, and you just put the trees down on the washers over the template. That way you can move the trees around as so the template just represents something. So you got that route. And there's also, amongst the stuff, I do have some other type of stuff. They got the water here. I got a well here. That was something I just threw into one of the prints I have, so I can have a well system if I want to. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole shebang for this 3D printed terrain. Obviously, if I'm going to fill out a whole cityscape, I got all this room here, along the edges over there. So there's still plenty of room to be filled up. So eventually, I will get her done. All right. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Elcrex out.